Good morning, students. In today's class, I will explain network topologies. The main objective of today's session is to introduce the term network topology, which are all the different topologies available, the characteristics or features of each of these topology, and we are also going to study about the advantages and disadvantages of each of the network topologies. At the end of today's class, you will be in a position to understand the meaning of the term network topology, which are all the available topologies for networks, the characteristics or the features of each of these topology, and their merits and demerits. Topology is nothing but the arrangement or the structure of the computer and the devices which are connected to each other. In what fashion the different devices in a computer network are connected to each other, that arrangement we call it as a network topology. There are two types of network topology. One is physical topology, the other one is a logical topology. A logical topology defines how the different devices which are connected to each other in a network appears to the user, whereas a physical topology actually describes how actually they are interconnected with wires and cables. So the topology which is visible for the user will be a logical topology. So it defines how the devices appears connected to the user, and a physical topology actually defines how they are actually interconnected by means of wires and cables. So generally, a physical topology is different from a logical topology. So how it appears to the user is actually different from how actually they are connected to each other. Okay, several topologies are available. Then for our network, which topology or for our application, how the computers in our network should be connected. That means you have multiple choices of topology. And in that case, in which topology is the most suitable for our network. So that is decided by certain criteria. So while choosing a suitable topology for your network, you select the topology based on these criteria. One is the performance expected. If you're expecting a high performance, high speed, etc., then one topology may be suitable. And second one is reliability of the entire system. In some applications, what happens is failure of one or more computers in a network should not affect your systems too much. So in spite of failure of one or more site also, if you should be in a position to continue. In that case, we say that the system is highly reliable. So if your application requires a high reliability in network, in that case, some topology may be suitable, because all topology may not be suitable for all applications. Next, size of the system. If it's a small sized system, then one topology may be suitable. If the network size is too big, then we have to go for some other topology. Expandability. Expandability indicates the frequency of addition of new devices to the computer. Cost of the components. Availability of communication line. So if only one line is available between every pair of devices, then one topology may be suitable. If multiple lines are available, then we may go for some other topology. Then delay in routing the information from one node to another node. Suppose if you want minimum delay in transmitting the information from one computer to another computer, then some topology may be suitable. If higher delay is also acceptable, then we go for some other topologies preferable. That means by selecting a suitable topology for connecting the different devices and the computers in a network, the selection is based on these parameters or criteria. So the different topologies are categorized as follows. So the different types of topologies are bus topology, tree topology, mesh topology, ring topology, star topology, and hybrid topology. Each of these topology will give different performance. They have different reliability. They have different cost, and they have different delay, etc. Let us see how these devices or how these topologies work. What are the features of each of these topology? What are their merit and demerits? First one is a bus topology. A typical bus topology looks like this. In a bus topology, what happens is all the computers are connected directly to a middle cable. That cable we call it as a backbone channel. So the bus topology is designed in such a way that all the stations are nothing but computer, it could be laptop, it could be mobile, it could be any device connected through a single cable known as a backbone channel. So every device or every station or every node is connected to the backbone channel either by a drop cable or they are directly connected to the backbone cable. Through some drop cable, we can connect the node to the backbone channel or we can directly connect the device to the backbone channel. Here what happens here, if any node wants to transmit, share the information with some other node means direct communication of two nodes are not there. In that case, a device which wants to transmit the information to some other device means the device has to first transmit the information to the backbone channel. From the backbone channel, the receiver has to accept it because the receiving device is also connected to the backbone channel. Let us see what are the advantages of a bus topology. It is the easiest network topology because connecting the devices to the common channel is simple. And the different devices and the peripherals in a computer are connected in a linear fashion because either side of the backbone channel, we have some devices. It works very efficient when there's a small network. That means a bus topology is suitable for small sized network. Length of cable required to connect any device to the backbone channel is very less when compared to star topology. In the case of bus topology, it is very less. And it's easy to add a new devices to the backbone channel or removing any devices from the backbone channel is also very, very easy. In that case, if you remove any node in a bus topology, the performance will not affect much. And it is very cheap type of network topology. So it's very cost effective when compared to other topology that I'm going to explain in my future slides. But at the same time, a bus topology suffers from certain drawbacks also. One, it is not suitable for large sized network, and identification a problem becomes very difficult when the entire network goes down. When your whole system collapses, then from which device or from which node the fault has originated, it's difficult to identify. Troubleshooting of individual device is very, very difficult. So when something goes in the network means problem only, but from which device or from which node the problem has come, that is very difficult to detect. And we require terminator at both the ends of the main cable. So generally it requires extra cost. And adding extra devices will not affect the performance too much, but still it slows down the network. And packet loss is also sometimes high. And when compared to other type of topology, advantages, it is cost effective, but it is slow when compared to other topologies. Next one. The next one is a star topology. So this is the logical arrangement of a star topology. So this type of arrangement we call it logical topology because this is how a network or topology looks to the individual user. In a star topology, what happens is all the nodes or all the stations are connected to the central controlling point called a hub. Each device is connected to the central device called hub. Unlike mesh topology, anyway, mesh topology I'm going to explain later. Unlike mesh topology, star topology does not allow direct communication between devices. You can see here, no two nodes are directly connected. All the nodes are connected to only to the central hub. And if any device wants to transmit the information to any other node means, then it should be through the central hub only. The central hub acts as a controlling point here. So generally hub, we refer it as a server, and the different node, we refer it as a client. The advantages. Easy to manage and maintain the network because each node requires only a single cable. Because every node, if you want to add a new node to your network means, what you have to do, you take a cable, connect your device to the hub. Easy to locate problem because cable failure affect only a single user. You can observe here. And if the nodes are labeled as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc., and the cable connecting device 1 to the hub fails means it will not affect the other devices because other cables are working fine. If any device wants to send the data to other device means it has to first send the data to the hub and the hub transmit the data to the designated device. Okay. And it is easy to extend the network without disturbing the entire network. If you want to add one more node to your star network, nothing will happen. Just connect your device to the hub through a cable. So due to the hub device network control, your entire network is controlled by your hub. Therefore, controlling and managing the network is easy. Fault identification and removing the nodes, adding the nodes and removing the node is also easy. And when compared to bus topology, the speed of data transfer is high in case of star, because every device wants to transmit the information, means it will route it to the hub, and hub will directly transmit to the device, because every device is connected to hub only. Again, a star topology also suffer from certain drawback. Here, the entire performance of the network depends on what? It depends on the central hub. If the hub goes down, the whole network fails, or if the whole network becomes dead. And star topology require more wires compared to ring and bus topology, because every device must be connected to the hub through the cable only, and more expensive due to additional hardware requirements such as hub or switch. Suppose in an organization, you have some 10 to 12 departments, and all the departments should be controlled by one master department. In that case, every device, every department is connected to, in that case, what we're doing is the controlling department, the master department, we keep a hub. From the hub, every department is connected through a cable. So there what happens is we need to buy a powerful hub, because hub itself is costly. The third type of topology is a ring topology. In a ring topology, the computers are connected linearly in the form of a ring, hence the name ring topology. Here, the data flows in only one direction, reducing the chances of collision of the packet. See. So, if the topmost computer wants to transmit the information to the next computer, means the data goes in clockwise direction. And if the first computer wants to talk to the third computer, means again the data first goes through the second computer, then it goes to the third computer. So the data always flows in either a clockwise direction or an anti-clockwise direction, means the question of collision will not occur. Here, unlike your previous topology, unlike a star topology, server is not required to connect the different computer to the central hub. Data can transfer between the workstation at higher speed, and additional workstation or additional node can be added without impacting the performance of the network. In all the three topologies, the same thing continues. In the star topology also, we can add a new node to the network. In the bus topology also, we can add a new station to the backbone channel. Here also, that flexibility is there. But again, a ring topology also has certain drawback. All the data being transferred over the network must pass through each workstation. Suppose computer wants to transmit the information to the computer 4 in a clockwise direction, means it cannot directly transfer it to computer 4. It has to pass through computer 2, then computer 3, then it has to go to computer 4. Therefore, in that case, what happens is it slows down the network. So the speed of the data transfer in case of ring topology is lower than the star topology. And the entire network will be impacted if one workstation shuts down. Suppose the computer 1 wants to transmit the information to the computer 4 in a clockwise direction. In that case, what happens? The middle, any one, either 2 or 3 fails, means then the computer 1 cannot transmit the information to computer 4, means from that part onward, no information can flow. The hardware needed to connect each workstation to the network is more expensive than Ethernet cards and hub or switches. The fourth type of topology is the mesh topology. It's also called a fully connected topology. Why it is called fully connected topology means every node or every station or every computer is connected to every other computer through a single cable. So there is a direct line between any two devices in a mesh topology. So naturally what happens is it requires more cables. Let us see the characteristics. In a mesh topology, each device is connected to every other device on the network through a dedicated point-to-point link. That means there is a direct link between any 2 points. If there are 4 nodes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, labeled as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, means there is a line from 1 to 2, there is a line from 1 to 3, 1 to 4, 1 to 5. Then you take 2. 2 to 1 already there because 1 to 2, 2 to 1 is one the same. Then there must be a line from 2 to 3, 2 to 4, 2 to 5. Then from 3, if already line is there, 1 to 2 means 3 to 4 must be connected, 3 to 5. Then from 4, 5, it should be connected to 5. So there is a point-to-point link between every two station in the case of mesh topology. When we say dedicated, it means that link carries the data for the two connected devices only. So A and B wants to communicate means so direct communication takes place between A and B. Unlike ring topology, they need not pass through intermediate nodes. And here, what happens is if there are n devices, then each devices must be connected to how many other devices? If there are 5 nodes, means every node is connected to every other 4 nodes. In general, if there are n station, means every station is connected to every other n minus 1 station. The number of cables or number of links required in case of mesh topology is like this. If there are n devices, altogether we require n into n minus 1, 2 devices. Suppose only 2 stations are there. How many cable is required? Only 1 cable is enough. Then in that case, substitute the value of 2 here. 2 into 1, 2 divided by 2, 1 cable. If there are 3 computers, A, B, C, cable from A to B, 1 line, A to C, second line, then B to C, 1 line. Altogether 3 cables or 3 links. Then you can check it. Substitute 3. 3 into 2, 6. 6 by 2 is 3. So like that, if there are n station, then the number of link required is n into n minus 1, which is much higher than all the remaining type of topologies. Generally, a mesh topology is preferred when your traffic in a network is too much. Generally, internet and all, the traffic will be always too much. In that case, better we prefer a mesh topology. So, manages high amount of traffic because multiple devices can transmit the data simultaneously. Because so computer 1 wants to transmit the information to computer 3 and 2 also wants to transmit the information to the computer 3, means both can do that work simultaneously because 1 is also connected to 3 and 2 is also connected to 3. The biggest advantage of a mesh topology is a highly reliable network topology because failure of one node or failure of one link will not affect the system at all. Failure of one device does not cause a break in the network or transmission of the data and hence provide high reliability, where the reliability is very poor in case of star topology. Here, additional devices does not disrupt the data transmission between other devices because every device is connected to every other device through a point-to-point direct link. Next one here, a tree topology. So there are actually it's a 3 different diagrams. In the first one we can see. The first one is what? A star topology. Right side we have another star. When you look at this diagram, tilted one, then you can see it looks like a tree. So such a topology we call it as a tree topology. Generally, tree topology is used when you have some hierarchical organization. For example, hierarchical arrangement in the organization. Suppose in the college, principal is the topmost authority. Below the principal, HODs will come. Below the HOD, faculties will come, and below the faculty, some set of students will be there. Then the topmost computer, we call it as a root computer. Below this one computer is provided to every HOD. Then every HOD, below in the third level, we have faculty. Then each department, under each HOD, some faculties are working with. So like that, this level can continue. So there we have some hierarchical relationship. For such application, we go for tree topology. Tree topology is a topology which is having a tree structure in which all the computers are connected like branches which are connected with the tree. Root connected from the root, all the station in the first level are connected. Then all the station in the second level are connected with the children of the root node and so on. Tree topology is also called as a combination of bus and star network topology. We can observe here. See, right hand side we have one star topology, and the left hand side we have one star topology. Right hand side we have 2 star topology, but both the topologies are connected to the central line. The central line is a backbone channel. So it's a combination of both tree and bus. The network topology, the tree topology is considered the simplest topology in all the topology, which is having only one root between any two nodes in a network. Because in a tree, the property is from the root node to the leaf node, only a single path exists. Because if you start from root, if you want to go to any other node, only one route is available. No two routes are not there at all between any two station in the tree topology. It's a combination of both. Bus and star topology means we have the advantages of bus as well as advantages of star also. This topology provides a hierarchical as well as central data arrangement of the node. As the leaf node can add one more nodes in the hierarchical chain, this topology provides high scalability. That means if you want in the principal below this one, some 10 departments are there. Mean okay, then first node is root. In the below we have 10 computer. Then under each computer, under in the each faculty, under each HOD, some 5-6 faculty is working with. In the third level, under each below each node, we have 5 faculty. Suppose one more faculty joined the system, then we have to add only one extra node to the whichever department the faculty joins. The other nodes in a network are not affected if one of the node gets damaged or not working. Tree topology, the maintenance is very easy and fault identification is also very, very easy, unlike bus topology, because bus topology drawback is identification the fault is a problem. Disadvantage. This network is very difficult to configure as compared to other network topology. First, we have to decide the hierarchical protocol. First, you have to decide top level what will come, next level how many nodes will be there, next level how many nodes will come. So that configuring itself will take more time. Length of a segment is limited and the limit of the segment depends on the type of cabling used. Due to the presence of more number of nodes, the performance of the tree topology is little bit slow. And in the again, here also the reliability is very, very poor, because if the root node fails, what happens? All the node below that level itself will fail. That means the entire network will collapse. Suppose root level working fine, and the second level is working mean, and the third level some problem, if and the second level nodes are failing means all the third level nodes also become inactive. And so far you have studied independently how many topology? Bus topology, then star topology, ring topology, tree topology, mesh topology. If you make a combination of any two different topology, such a topology we call it a hybrid topology. The first example, it's a combination of what? Two different type. One is each individual network is a star and they are connected linearly in the form of a ring. So that's a star ring hybrid topology. The second one, we have many star topology. All the different star topologies are connected to the central backbone chain. So it's a star bus topology. A hybrid topology is a type of network topology that's a combination of two or more different network topologies. The combination could be what? Combination of bus and mesh and ring and star, tree and star, any two we can join. And combination depends on the application. Which two network topology should be combined, that depends on your application, your organization. So you cannot have the same pair of combination for all applications. This type of topology combines what? The benefits. Suppose if you are combining star and bus means you can get the advantage of both star and bus topology. So can be modified. The arrangement can be modified as per our requirement and very flexible in nature. And it is highly reliable because we are getting the benefits of two different topologies. Disadvantage, it's expensive. Okay. And design of hybrid network is a complex process, because designing one topology itself is a complex. Then you have to combine two different topology means it makes the complexity much higher. There is a change in hardware in order to connect topology with another topology, because for bus topology we are using one type of hardware because we are using a backbone channel, cable, etc. For star topology we are using hub, etc. If you are joining these two means the hardware itself is changed means, so it takes more time. Hubs which are used to connect two distant networks are very, because generally in the case of star topology, central hub is there, but that hub is entirely different from the hub we are using to connect two different topology. So that type, so the hub we are using to connect two different network topology to the central hub is much more complex and much more expensive. So students, in today's class, we learned about what is a network topology? The arrangement of the computer or the station or the devices in a network, we call it a network topology. And while choosing a network topology, some criteria I have to bear in mind. One is performance, expandability, reliability, cost, etc. And different topology we have studied are star, ring, bus, mesh, tree, fully connected, and hybrid. Each of these topology have their own characteristic. Every topology has some advantages. At the same time, every topology has some drawbacks also. So which topology is suitable, that depends, that you only have to decide. So if you're expecting high performance, you go for one topology. For you, suppose cost is very important, then you select a topology where the cost is minimum. So the selection of the topology depends on the application. We also study the features of every topology with their merits and demerits. So generally, network topology is an important concept in any network and data communication paper. So generally, from the examination point of view also, this topic carries a good weightage. So some of the questions that could appear from these topics are, what do you mean by network topology? What are the criteria for selecting a network topology? Write any two features of each of these topologies, star, ring, mesh, bus, etc. And discuss in detail the different network topology. The examination question is discuss in detail different network topology. Means you have to write the logical structure of these topology. You have to write the bullets or the points about each of these topology. You have to mention the advantages and also disadvantages. Let us see some multiple choice questions on today's class. Which of the following network topology gives high reliability? High reliability is obtained in mesh. Network topology in which all the stations are connected, all the devices are connected to backbone channel is bus. In a mesh topology, to connect 9 nodes, how many cables are required? Because the number of cables required or number of links is n into n minus 1 by 2. Here n is 9. So it becomes 9 into 9 minus 1. 9 into 8 by 2. 72 by 2 is 36. Topology in which all the nodes are connected to a central node is which one? Star topology. A type of topology in which there is no direct link between any two nodes is bus, ring, star, mesh. So it's a bus topology. And it could be star also, but at least in star, what happens is every device is connected to the central hub. Okay, students, with this, I'm going to conclude today's class. In the next class, I will explain about another important concept in data communication network called transmission media. Okay, hope you have enjoyed today's session. For any doubt, you can ask me in my next class, or you can also send your message or the doubt to my email ID or the mobile number. Thank you.